Hello and welcome to the next video in my MSI 2022 preview. I'm covering Team Order, I guess, from Australia, LCO. They're the next team. In my rankings, I have them ranked 7th. Their coach is Saris, I'm going to go Saris as the pronunciation. He has no experience at this level, international competition, so there's that. Actually, the only person that has international experience on this team is BioPanther. He has been to Worlds twice. I don't know why I got into this video so fast. If you haven't watched one of these videos before, I've covered a few teams already. Check back on my channel and you'll see them. I've been doing one a day for the last few days. I plan on doing all of them. I also will have patch breakdowns. I'm going to do 12.7 later today. And obviously we know what 12.7 was. Everyone's been playing on the patch or whatever. But I am cross-referencing champion pools for the players at MSI with the champions that were buffed and nerfed and going over what teams were most affected by the patch. I've done this all split long with the 4 major regions. Now I'm doing it with the MSI. That video will be up later. Yesterday I also did a cumulative look back at the spring split and the most common champion matchups if you want to see that as well. Subscribe to the channel if you like daily League of Legends content. So, back to this. So BioPanther has been there twice, international events. In 2018, he went to Worlds with Direwolves. They struggled big time. And then last year, he went to MSI with Pentanet Gaming, where they finished 5th, 6th, which is actually pretty good. But when you look at the record, I think they went like 3-16 or something crazy and somehow finished 5th. I don't know how that all works, but it's where they finished. I have him ranked 9th, though. I think that he's really, he's a weak side top laner. And the weak side top laners I think they're going to struggle. Because there are some really, really good top laners in this tournament. And unless you can play weak side and still get like 8 CS per minute, I don't think you're going to pull it off. He's in the high 7s internationally. But, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. He, I mean, like Starscreen, Grigio. Someone tried to help me pronounce it yesterday in the comments, and I have to look back at it. For Red Cannon, he also weak side. This tournament, I didn't look at 12.8 yet really closely, so if Ornn was nerfed, I guess like that would not be a pick. But Ornn, Malphite, Scion, those 3 need to be picked by these players if they want to have a chance in this tournament. This team is really screwed. It's in Group C with G2 and EG. That's very difficult. That's going to be very difficult. Whichever team had to go against the 2 or the 4 major regions was going to have a problem, and it's Team Order. And, that's unfortunate. Not only do they have to play LCS, but the LCS also takes their best players. It's like spitting in their face almost. So everyone else doesn't have experience. It's a very young team. Corporal probably is the next most, how do I even put this, experienced player. He hasn't played on an international stage. I think he's Japanese. Kevy, I have 5th. That means he's the top-ranked small region jungler. Looking over his stats, they're all very, very good. Outside of KDA, which I think was like top couple out of the small regions, he was 1st in every other category. He makes things happen. He farms well, and that's really huge. And honestly, not to kind of give away my, I don't even think I'm mentioning it in the 12.7 video later today, but he's played a little bit of Karthus this year, which is a big deal because Karth just got buffed. And if he got buffed, that's an option for him at this tournament. Kissy, I believe he played a lot of Yone last year. Another thing that I do think is in the video later today that I'm going to have. These players are getting a little bit of a boost in this tournament, which is a big deal. Kitsy makes things happen. He's a roamer. We look at other teams, they have roamers in mid lane, but the problem is they don't CS as well as Kissy does, which is a problem. Now watch, his name's probably not Kissy, it's probably something else, and I'm pronouncing it wrong, and it's going to look ridiculous, but Kissy, I don't know. He, 6th. 6th in my opinion, 2nd best small region. Mid laner, Puma, not a lot there about him. This is a tournament where he has to kind of prove himself. I think that these four guys have to prove themselves in this tournament and see, what's their worth. Not only on the international stage, but this is the direct route to the LCS. Like, there are players that we're looking at in CB LOL and LLA and TCL and the smaller regions, and you say to yourself, well, maybe they can get a chance in the LCS and LEC. The problem is, if this team does well, they get first dibs because they're not imports. So they won't count as imports. Well, Corporal will. But the other three young guys won't. BioPanther had a chance to be imported for years, and no one's wanted him. So evidently, teams don't want him in the LCS. But I would want. My eyes are on Kevy when they're playing. I am a person that really follows the junglers. I don't know what it is about junglers because I main support, but I really like junglers. Usually my favorite player on a team, my favorite players in a region are junglers. I really like when they make things happen. I like a player that makes things happen. I like a player that can do a lot of different things, play a lot of different champions in different styles. Those players are the ones that do well at a tournament like this. They can say, I'm going to play a tank, or I'm going to play a carry, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. It's not the same thing all the time. And that's huge. That's huge. The best teams in these tournaments usually are those type of players. So despite Order not having a lot of information on here, I do have them 7th. I don't think they're making it out of groups. Spoiler for my predictions in a few days, but I don't think they're making it out. EG would have to implode, which is theoretically possible. I don't think G2 will, so that's kind of that for today's MSI 2022 preview. It's a short video. There really isn't a lot to go over about this team. It's pretty cut and dry. Later today, like I said, I'm going to do my 12.7 breakdown and compare the team, cross-reference players, champion pools from the last few years in some cases, with a champion like Nico that hasn't played in a while. I believe Pantheon is on that list. Pantheon was a support not too long ago. It was a jungler a bit last year. Lilia, jungler last year, jungler the year before. Looking at that sort of thing, seeing what players, use those champions a lot in the past and may want to revert to them at MSI as a pocket pick, or at least in scrims. I just keep looking at my board, but there's nothing really there. Like the video if you like this sort of content. Subscribe to the channel if you want daily League of Legends content. My MSI previews will continue, and then once MSI begins, I will be doing daily videos covering the games. If you want to know what kind of, the way I do that, I have, I've got to have at least 100 videos on my channel of going over games, where I'll go over a day's worth of games. I take notes and I kind of break it down for you step by step of what happened, how the game transpired, in a much quicker way than watching a VOD. But that's that. Comment down below, by the way, if you watch LCO, what do you think of Order? How do they compare to years past in the LCO? Do you think that, these OS players have a chance to make a name for themselves and get into the LCS? I think it's a big deal. But yeah, so thank you for watching this video, and I hope you tune in later for my 12.7 video.